What's going on, everybody? We're focused on GPPs, contrarian picks, sleeper picks, and those cheap punt plays. These are my NFL DFS picks for week 4. Starting off with quarterbacks. Well, first of all, we got to refer back to last week. I absolutely crushed it with my contrarian picks. Only dumb thing I did, in hindsight, is that I was really close to winning the $50,000 with my Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson stack. Matter of fact, only 70 people approximately picked Justin Jefferson in the millionaire contest. It was such a contrarian pick. It was looking good. I was close to the 50K, but Russell Wilson went off way too much and made my Kirk Cousins pick look like it didn't even exist. It was basically nothing, which is okay. Have I learned my lesson? Will I stick with the top 6 quarterbacks? My top 6 quarterbacks in order are Dak, Lamar, Russ, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, and I'm thinking maybe Kyler as number 6. Now keep in mind that Hopkins and Christian Kirk both are game time decisions, which will heavily impact Kyler Murray in the pass game. Am I crazy enough to avoid those top 6, maybe even top 7 quarterbacks? Yeah, I am. I always do multiple entries. I don't just enter one time. I do at least 5 lineups if I'm doing a GPP, or I just don't play that week. That's how I roll. You got to do at least a few lineups because these guys are putting in 150 entries, sub people, and stuffing these contests. That way we got a shot. So who am I picking other than those top 6? I think Stafford is the obvious choice. I think this is actually pretty safe here. I think that's a good cash game play too. Matthew Stafford, 5,900. Now that he's got Galladay, now that Hawkinson is in his second year, and it's going to be a super duper shootout. Matter of fact, just about all the Saints players, all the important Saints players are out. They're missing a lot of players on both sides of the field, and Matthew Stafford should go off. Galladay is one of the up-and-coming stars in the league. They got DeAndre Swift. The price is right. There's really nothing else to be said here. Look, it's a shootout. Stafford is good. He's got Galladay. This is an easy one right here. He's going to return value, no doubt. A little bit more contrarian. We're going to go back to, what was this, my week 1 pick, which was okay, but it helped us find Robbie Anderson. This week I'm going back to Teddy Bridgewater, but not stacking him with Robbie Anderson, even though it's not bad. My pick is DJ Moore. I think DJ Moore has struggled a little bit. People in redraft were so high on him. I wasn't. I just saw him he was going, about wide receiver 10, something like that. I seen him as about wide receiver 10, 11, 12. I felt like you get him in late round 3, and that's value. I drafted him only in one league in redraft, and that was round 4. Anyway, why I'm telling you all that is because I talked to a lot of people. DJ Moore kind of down right now. Some of my analyst buddies are saying, okay, buy low on DJ Moore, and they're hyping him up. But overall, I think people aren't too on DJ Moore. They're a little bit disappointed. A little bit of a depressing issue. Okay, I think DJ Moore is going to go off. He's got a good matchup against the Cardinals, good matchup against the cornerback that's going to be taking him on. I don't think it's going to be Patrick Peterson, but even if it is, Patrick Peterson is not in his prime anymore. And it's going to be a high-paced game already because you're going up against the Cardinals who go like this on offense. They call so many plays, so many snaps, fast-paced game. Teddy Bridgewater, only 5,600. Now, last week, I did mention, I didn't pick him or anything, but I was looking at him, and I was concerned about his upside. Is he the quarterback that can possibly get 30 points? And generally, I would say no, but we did see it out of him last year when Breeze was hurt, and this week against Arizona, yes, he does have that upside. And when in GPPs, what are we looking for a quarterback? A top 4 quarterback. Yeah, it's only about a 2% chance Teddy Bridgewater is going to sneak into the top 4 ahead of guys like Lamar, Russell Wilson, even Patrick Mahomes, Dak Prescott especially. Not a high chance. But in case that happens, baby, I'm going to be prepared. That's how you go straight to the top of the ladder. And another obvious one right here. Just so obvious. There is some risk. The floor is not great. But with Jamal Adams out for the Seattle Seahawks defense, Ryan Fitzmagic, 5,400. That's basically minimum price. This is going to be a super shootout where the Dolphins are slated to kind of be in it. Not like a 2-touchdown, 3-touchdown deficit type of game. Dolphins, they might lose that bad, but I don't think so. At least the lines don't say so either. Ryan Fitzmagic, we've seen him do it plenty of times, folks. He's actually been in millionaire lineups before. He does have the upside. He does have the downside. It's perfect for GPP. He will not be contrarian, though, because everything just aligns perfectly. Like I said, he puts up the points. He's done it before. The matchup is there. Look at that. Ranked 32nd against quarterbacks. That's because the Seahawks just faced the Dak Prescott and the Cowboys recently. But still, everything just aligns. The price, the quarterback, the upside, and the matchup. Fitzmagic, 5,400. For running backs, the obvious choice here, well, other than, the top guys, Kamara and Zeke, Dalvin, whatever. Some are less obvious. But at this price range, the obvious choice would be James Robinson. Going against the Bungles, they suck. James Robinson is the new back in town. He is amazing. He's an elite running back. Okay. But guys, check yourselves, okay? Just know that we're wrong. I'm wrong, you're wrong. We're all wrong from time to time. Actually, we're wrong a lot of times. And it's only been 3 weeks we've seen action in the NFL. 3 weeks. We don't know who's good and who's bad yet. We got to wait at least 4 or 5 weeks to really know what's up. And that's in a normal year. And this year, we didn't even have a preseason, and it's been all crazy and bonkers, and everything's weird. So, especially this year, we got to wait at least 4 or 5 weeks to know what's up. I still got faith that Jonathan Taylor could be a top 5 running back in fantasy. I really do believe that. And let's look at it. Okay, week 1, Marlon Mack was there. I got it. Week 2, we actually seen him ball out. Didn't break off any big runs or anything. But still 26 carries, 100 yards, and a touchdown. That's still good, over 20 fans. So we've seen him do well in week 2. Week 3, it was a blowout from the get-go. So they put in Jordan Wilkins. He only had 13 rush attempts. They didn't really need him. And he still did well. 59 yards and a touchdown. Also, he's getting targets in the pass game. Now, keep in mind, again, week 3, why would you need to throw to Jonathan Taylor? You got guys like Hines, and then you got Jordan Wilkins, right? Jonathan Wilkins. Why would you need, why would you need to play Jonathan Taylor? This game's going to be much closer, going up against the Bears. And the price, why I like it, James Robinson, J-Rob, 6,500. Jonathan Taylor's 100 more expensive. I feel like he could be a little bit more of a contrarian play. Absolutely love him this week. Bears defense is not bad, but they haven't faced that many great opponents, and they're not that good against the run. If the Colts run the ball, stick with it, they can get some yards with Jonathan Taylor, and we're going to need him to pass this milestone mark, this 100 mark, and we've seen him do it before week 2. Some cheaper players at running back. I still have faith in this guy. Kenyon Drake, baby. I don't know why he couldn't do it week 3. I don't know. Maybe the Lions are actually a good team. Who knows? But week 4... this is my final. I'm giving you one last chance, okay? Drake against the Panthers. Now, the matchup, it's pretty obvious. Panthers are bad. They're not going to be good against running backs. They're not going to be good against the run. Cardinals, even though they're missing a couple players, possibly. Drake, they're still favored to win. And this is a Drake-type game script here. The yards haven't been bad. The snaps haven't been bad. The carries haven't been bad. He hasn't got too many targets. All we need is the touchdowns and explosive plays to happen. And what better game against the Panthers? They're going to lean on Kenyon Drake, I feel. Either that or Kyler Murray is going to get another 100 rushing yard game, which is likely still. Kenyon Drake, only 6,000. That's really good. Zach Moss is back. Just wanted to tell you about that. But Devin Singletary still looks good. And I seen him play week 3. He didn't get a ton of attempts. But the attempts he did get was really good. He just didn't get in the end zone. Like, he looked really good. And another great matchup. That was against the Rams. Another great matchup here against the Raiders. The Raiders always suck. And then we got David Johnson, 5,600. That's so dang cheap. I don't have too many crazy contrarian plays this week like I usually do, but still, there's still contrarian plays. There's still sleepers. A little bit more boring, I'm not going to lie. It's not quite as spicy. Like, ooh, where'd you get this spice? I never tasted it from. Yeah, we don't have that this week. I'm going to be honest. I have some, but not as much as usual. I don't have that Justin Jefferson this week, unfortunately. Oh, yeah, David Johnson, kind of boring. But the price is, price is 5,600. Great matchup against the Vikings. The Vikings are falling apart. And we got one that's chalk. I had to talk about it. With Leonard Fournette out, Ronald Jones has been decent this year. They're going up against the Chargers. Not the best team. I think it's a really good play. One that I would definitely consider and have him in some of my lineups. Price is there, and like I said, Fournette is out. Not going to be much competition for carries. For wide receiver, the obvious option that we talked about basically with Stafford is Golladay, 6,000. If you want to be more contrarian, you go with Chark for the same price. See, what I do is I put 2 lineups in. One I use Golladay, or 2 I use Golladay, and 1 I put in Chark. That way, I'll be wrong 3 times instead of just once. Now you get what I mean. That's how you do it. That way, if you're off by a player or 2, you got another chance, baby. And DJ Moore, 5,600. We talked about. The price is right, man. Look at the price. Oh man, that is so cheap going against the Cardinals. And I got a gut feeling about this one, and that's really all I got. I mean, Dak Prescott is playing well. But I just feel like, is it just, no, it's not just gut feeling. It's the target. So he's been getting the targets, at least 5 receptions per game. Dak Prescott's been playing well, and the matchup is good because I feel like he's going to get the worst cornerback. He's going to draw the worst Browns cornerback. The poo-poo cornerback is going to be on CeeDee Lamb. And look at this, guys. I mean, 6 targets, 5 receptions, 9 targets, 6 receptions, 7 targets, 5 receptions, 0 TD, 0 TD, 0 TD. And he's also got a couple rush attempts. So, if he can get in the, and just look at this. If he got like 9 or 10 targets, which is likely, and if he got in the end zone, he can easily get us 20 plus fantasy points. Man, if he already got 20 fantasy points week 2 against the Falcons, that's the Falcons. I get it. But this game, he can't go off. He just needs the end zone. Look, if he sees the end zone, his fantasy points are going to go through the roof. That's, he's been doing well without getting a touchdown. Anyway, I just have a gut feeling about CD. I like him a lot. Amari Cooper could do well, but I think CeeDee's the one I'd go for as far as Cowboys wide receivers go. Devontae Parker, excellent matchup. Everything aligns. It's going to be a shootout, but I think I want to be contrarian. You know how I get down. Preston Williams, 4,500. I think it was going to be on it. Trey Flowers probably. I don't think it's going to be a good day for any Seahawks defense. It's just that, Seahawks don't have a great defense. Is it risky? Is he a bit unproven this year? Yeah, and that's why we like him. And I have some super punts with no faith in them, but I did want to mention Mike Thomas, the I guess this is the real Mike Thomas. The Bengals, Mike Thomas, he is been the wide receiver 4 for the Bengals. Minimum price, but I think a guy that's trending upwards, I think's pretty talented, is going to be Auden Tate. The same team, yeah. I think Auden Tate's going to be the wide receiver 4. He's getting more snaps, more targets, which, I mean, he didn't even play the first 2 weeks. But I think he's trending upwards. And John Ross has been a healthy scratch. And if John Ross, you got to check it, make sure John Ross is a healthy scratch once again. And, I mean, we'll see. Maybe Mike Thomas is the healthy scratch. I think they want Mike Thomas on special teams. Maybe John Ross is the healthy scratch. Maybe Auden Tate's the healthy scratch. I think it's going to be John Ross. I think Auden Tate's going to be in a lot of 4 wide receiver sets, or when one of these other wide receivers need to take a quick breather or something or get hit. And he's got a couple red zone targets in week 3. So it's nothing more than a dart, nothing more than a pure punt. But Auden Tate is my wide receiver punt as far as minimum priced wide receivers go. For tight end, the obvious one is going to be Gesicki again. You can stack him with Fitz if you're starting Fitzmagic. I love this stack. He's going to go off this game. But, you know, tight ends are tough to predict. The price is actually okay. I don't know why I thought it was very expensive, because you got Waller, Cook, Higbee, Andrews, and Kelsey priced more expensive than Gesicki, and this is the main slate, so I imagine Kittle would be priced much higher as well. So price isn't too bad for Gesicki. Then again, it's tough to predict tight ends. My favorite tight end, though, is Rob Gronkowski. The matchup is absolutely amazing. Scotty Miller is banged. Is Scotty Miller playing? I know Chris Godwin's out. Leonard Fournette is out. Scotty Miller is question. Is he going to? He's a full participant in Friday's practice, but is listed as questionable. So he's probably going to play. Okay. Nonetheless, well, that doesn't help much. But still, if for any reason he's out, Rob Gronkowski is going to get even more targets. But it's okay. It seems like Scotty Miller's playing, and that's totally fine. Because not too many people are going to be on Gronk. I think the offense is just warming up to him, and no one is going to be able to guard him on the Chargers. Like he's going to be a total mismatch. So if they do decide to double Mike Evans, which they should, Rob Gronkowski wide open, baby. Week 4, 3,600 going against the Chargers. Logan Thomas is the obvious tight end, 3,500. Going against Baltimore, but you know, if you want to be contrarian like me, same price is Drew Sample at 3,500. And you know, I didn't want to mention these many tight ends, but I feel like I gotta. Kyle Rudolph, 3,300, just like Gronk. Amazing matchup. Should be left wide open on some plays. The Texans are not going to be able to defend the tight end, and Kyle Rudolph could sneak in for another easy touchdown. Now, this is a team that doesn't like to throw the ball too much, the Vikings. It's going to be a Dalvin Cook type of day. So keep that in mind, temper expectations. The price is cheap. So I did want to mention him and say, yeah, I think he can get in the end zone again. He did week 3 with an amazing grab. For defenses, just like last week, I'm willing to spend up. It's between these two. My number 1 ranked defense is the most expensive defense. It's the Ravens. They're pissed off. They're very angry. They got whooped by the Chiefs. Primetime football. They're going against Washington, and oh boy, I would not want to be a player on that Washington football team, because they're going to face the wrath of the Ravens. They're going to get demolished out there. It's not going to be a fun day for the Washington offense. It's going to be bad. And they are well worth the price. Now, for $100 cheaper, you could go with the Rams. It's another great defense, great matchup going against the Giants. But if you want to be a little bit more cheaper, I think there's not a huge difference between the Bucs and the Rams. 3,400 going against the Chargers. Herbert's going to make mistakes. The Chargers are always banged up. They're always unlucky. They're always cursed. And Buccaneers defense is decent. The price is great. Now, if you did want to save a little bit more, I actually don't have too many options. But I can throw out the Bears out there, 3,100. This is a week where I'm probably not going to be cheap on defenses, at least not for most of my lineups. Most of my lineups, I'm going to pick defense like the Ravens, but the Bears are 3,100. They have some upside. The Colts receivers are banged up. Hilton's not doing it. Rivers can't throw the ball down the field. He's way past his prime. And it's really not explosive. That offense is going to be really based on Mo Alley-Cox and the boy, Jonathan Taylor, man. Guess what I'm talking about? It's going to be Jonathan Taylor all day, every day. If you could stop Mo Alley-Cox, guys, all you got to do is worry about Jonathan Taylor. All right, guys, those are my picks for this week. Make sure you smash the like button on this video. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. Subscribe to our second YouTube channel, Fantasy Couch Podcast. Leave a comment below, whether about DFS, asking a question about that, or season long. I read every single comment. I'm logging off, signing off. Good luck this week. I'm going to go do the weekly Patreon live stream here in a minute. We go live for patrons every Friday evening. Peace out.